So my voice is audible, Sachin?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So during last lecture, so we have seen some of the characteristics of vehicle body and just discussed in brief. Now next we need to see about specification of vehicles. So actually this is a topic that is of interest of all of us, because while selecting a particular vehicle or a particular bike, we need to identify its performance characteristics, and somewhat we are having that enquiry regarding the specifications. So in general, I have displayed one image which I have copied from the one of the book. So specifications with respect to the these parameters, so which consist of engine specification, then the displacement, then the maximum power, then maximum torque, then transmission, then width, wheelbase, and the weight. So all of these are some of the parameters and that are specified in the booklet which is coming along with the vehicle. So or we can have specifications with respect to the points listed on the left of the slide, left of the screen, such as regarding ABS, that is anti-lock braking system, whether it is available with that particular vehicle, and sometimes it is mentioned on the body itself on the rear side. So anti-lock braking system, then uh, airbags, then dimensions. Sometimes we are having a curiosity where this vehicle is having airbag, so this airbag is under the safety measures. Then the dimensions, already these four parameters are under the dimensions. Then the drivetrain, for that drivetrain, this one is transmission, we can relate with the drivetrain. Then electronic brake distribution, so this is one of the additional system which comes under this anti-lock braking system. Then engine, so engine already it is at the first. Then engine displacement, it is given 1343 cc, and for the diesel, so and the horsepower, so how much horsepower that engine is going to attain, or with that engine we are going to attain. So for the petrol and for the diesel, so you are going to observe here the capacity of the engine. So for the diesel it is 1493 cc, and for petrol it is 1343. So as petrol engine is spark ignition type and diesel engine is compressed ignition type, so that volume is going to be increased, and that is shown. So this is about the specification. Now we'll see one by one. So engine, it is a prime mover, and we can say it is heart of the vehicle. It is heart of the vehicle. Heart of the vehicle. Then just I am discussing these points related to the specification. Okay. Then whether engine is of 4 cylinder or 3 cylinder. So you can check here 4 cylinder, 4 cylinder. So this is also under the specification of the vehicle. So for your understanding, I have put some of the images. So there are 4 cylinders. Instead of this, if 3 are there, then that we are going to call it as a 3 cylinder engine. This comes under the specification. Okay. Then displacement. So again, we can check this here displacement. It is written 1343, 1493. So displacement, for example, 1259 cc, or sometimes it is specified on the vehicle itself. So here, for your understanding, you can check here 1.2, and this is one of the Hyundai model. So i10, like that, and is having capacity of 1.2 liter. So it can be specified on the vehicle itself. So it is nothing but the measurement of the volume of the engine cylinder or the chambers, and that we are going to call it as a displacement. So it is specified in terms of the liter or in terms of the cubic centimeter. So here approximately 1259 cc, we can put that quantity as 1.3 liter, and here it may be 1200 cc. So it is mentioned on the vehicle dicky at the rear side. So here it is given the description related to the example shown here. Okay. Then 5-speed transmission or 6-speed transmission, it is also specified. So you can check here transmission system 5-speed, manual means gear lever is provided, that indicates that manual transmission. Again, for the diesel we can get the manual transmission, and for that purpose you can see this 5-speed transmission or 6-speed transmission. So whatever image shown here, it is related to the 6-speed transmission. So first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. 6 forward speed and 1 reverse speed, that is given. So this is under 6-speed transmission system. So you can check here a 5-speed, with respect to the 5-speed transmission, a 5-speed transmission has 5 gear speeds we can choose while driving or the riding. So we can have options related to select one of the speed out of those 5-speed options available for us. So that comes under 5-speed transmission system, and as shown in this figure, 6 speeds are shown, 6 forward and 1 reverse. So this is related to the 6 speed. And a manual transmission is 1. So manual and automatic transmission. So that can be also specified on the vehicle, that specification book or the booklet which we are getting while purchasing the vehicle. A manual transmission is 1 which requires to change the speed manually. So we need to change the speed manually as per the requirement. And whereas automatic transmission automatically selects gear, and our target or our task is to operate the brake and the accelerator in case of the automatic transmission. So automatic transmission works on the speed directly. Accordingly, it is going to select the required transmission ratio, required gear ratio, and automatically shifts into that way. So you can see this gear lever here. If you want to have reverse motion of the vehicle, we need to engage the lever in this direction, again for first in this direction, again for third in this direction, and accordingly for two, second, fourth, and sixth gear. So generally there is one term sometimes in the practical language we are just observing that double top. What is meaning of double top? So you can see this one is the first gear, this is the second, this one is the third, this is fourth, this one is the first top, and this one is the second top. So highest speed ratios that we are going to consider in the top gears. So here speed of the vehicle is more and the torque requirement is less. At that time we can engage the vehicle into the high gear transmission into the high speed. So again, next specification that is related to the power. So you can check this slide. So here it is mentioned. So power 90 brake horsepower, and what is the speed at which we are going to get? That is 6400 rpm, whereas in case of the diesel that has been increased up to 100 with respect to this particular slide I have shown here. So with respect to power, so for example 75 hp, so that can be delivered, and that is mentioned in the book or in the vehicle specification. So what is actually the horsepower? So it is unit of power, or 1 horsepower is informally defined as amount of power 1 horse gives while pulling. So that is nothing but the 1 horsepower. So 1 horsepower, it has the pulling power of 70 through beds, through grades. So this is about the power specification. Then one of the important specification, vehicle specification, that is related to the torque. So why I am showing the slides like this? So because the questions on this will be asked during campus interview. So here you can see the maximum torque. So here unit is different one, 11.3 kg meter, and at what speed we are going to get? 4700 rpm. त्याच स्पीडला आपल्याला मॅक्सिमम टॉर्क मिळतं, and that can be attained with that particular petrol engine. And here you can see 13 kg meter at 4700 rpm can be attained with the diesel version. So here the torque, for example, it is given 200 newton meter. So whatever ability to do work, and that is nothing but the torque, or it is a force that tends to cause rotation of the wheel, right? So whatever force that can be attained or that can be produced with the help of the engine or with the help of the prime mover at the wheels, and that is nothing but the torque. So generally torque specifications are given in the booklet. So that is a one of the important specification, and it is measured in newton meter. So basically we can get higher torques in the diesel engine as compared to the petrol engine if we are going to consider the same size. So while comparing we need to check for the same size, and in case of the diesel engine we are going to get the higher torque. Then with respect to the drivetrain, you can just see already we have discussed Okay. So drivetrain, again it is related to the, either it is four wheel drive, either it is two wheel drive. So this is the system in which, or in a vehicle that connects transmission or gearbox to the drive axle. So here image shown, and in that image you can see that AWD, AWD, that indicates that the vehicle is having all wheel drive. So with respect to the drivetrain, we are having three types of drivetrain, or three categories: front wheel drive FWD, rear wheel drive RWD, or all wheel drive. If four wheeler is there, we can call 4 into 4. Drive is given to four wheels, so that's why 4 into 4, or simply four wheel drive. And here you can check another nomenclature for that, that is AWD, and that is mentioned here. Then for FWD means power goes to front wheels, therefore pulling the car. RWD means push comes from the rear wheel, that is rear wheel drive. And all wheel drive means all four wheel transfer power. Simple nomenclature, so you should remember. Okay. Then with respect to the suspension, it is also specified. So whether it is air suspension, you might have seen on the ST buses, on the rear of the ST bus, it is mentioned that vehicle or that bus is having air suspension. So that is also specified on the body itself. Okay. Then fuel tank capacity, it is also mentioned. So for example, here it is given 35 liter. So why I am showing such simple images? Because you should know how much fuel capacity fuel tanks are installed on the vehicle. So otherwise, during campus interview, during oral, if somebody is going to ask question, so tell me regarding the fuel tank capacity of the car, you should know that figure. Either you can say that 35, 30, 40, nearer to this 35. So total amount of fuel that car or bike can store. So generally for the bike, 10 to 12 liter fuel tank are there. So you should remember this. Then wheelbase, one of the important specification, and that is provided there. Okay, you can check here. So wheelbase, and general unit for wheelbase is in mm. So what is this wheelbase, that we are going to see in short. The distance here, the figure or the image indicates clearly what is wheelbase, the distance between front and rear axle, or you can, the rods connecting the wheel center of the wheels. So whatever axles which are perpendicular to this slide as per this image, and this one is the rear axle. This distance is, we are going to call it as a wheelbase. Okay. Now you should see this second sentence. So what is the concept with respect to the wheelbase? What will be there if we are going to increase the wheelbase, and what additional disadvantage we can get by decreasing the wheelbase? So based on the design at that particular manufacturer, the longer the wheelbase, larger the cabin of the car can be, therefore leading or more interior room. So it is measured in mm. So if we are going to provide larger wheelbase, then we can have more cabin, driver's cabin, or more sitting space inside the vehicle. Then another term, that is regarding the tread or track width, and that is also one of the specification which is mentioned there. So here you can see width, this width, that is 1690 mm, that is given. So here this is nothing but the track or the width. The distance from tire center to tire center, this if you are going to consider as a tire, and this is the tire, and this distance is nothing but the track. So approximately 1600 mm, that means 4 feet or around 5 feet, right? So approximately, but it is specified in mm. तुम्ही असं नाही म्हणायचं फुटात सांगतो, right? So it should be in mm. So some of the specification, that unit is standard one, and you should follow that. So it is around 1500 mm. It is around 2000 mm. So that is related to the will, and that is related to the track length or the track width. And what is wheelbase? Distance from front axle to the rear axle, and it is around 2500 mm. So approximately 7 to 8 feet. So that you can tell additionally. Okay. Then another specification that we are going to check, that is related to the turning radius. So whatever image shown on the screen, and here you can check the front wheel is steering, and that is required for the turning. So turning radius, the radius of the smallest or tightest circular turn or U-turn a car is capable of making is known as turning radius. So this turning radius, it is measured in the meters. आता असं म्हणायचं नाही तुम्ही इथे mm मध्ये का नाही. So some of the specifications are given in meter, some of the specifications are given in cubic cc, that is cubic centimeter, some of the specifications are given in mm. So generally turning radius is measured in meters. Small cars, it is having a value of around 5 meter. So turning radius is 5 meter. So approximately 15 feet. 5 meters means approximately you can say it as a 15 feet. So this is about the turning radius. Sachin, am I audible? Sachin?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
ओके. कळतंय का मी काय सांगतोय? हे सोप्या सोप्या टर्म आहेत. हॅलो, समजतंय प्रज्वल?
हो सर, समजतं.
ओके ओके ओके. Then curb weight, the weight of the car without any occupant or cargo. एखादा गुड्सचा कुठलाही त्याच्यामध्ये आपण काय ठेवलेलं नाही, इन दॅट केस व्हॉट एव्हर वेट ऑफ द कार विदाउट एनी ऑक्युपंट, विदाउट एनी लगेज, and it is denoted in kilograms. So this is the range for small cars in India, usually have curb weight hovering around 1000 kilogram, and for luxurious cars or larger vehicle it is around 2000 kilogram. So tentative figures. So curb weight is weight of the car without occupant or without cargo, without any additional luggage. That is nothing but the curb weight, and its value falls in between 1000 to 2000. For small car it is 1000 kilogram, and for larger or luxury vehicles it is 2000 kilogram. Okay. Then with respect to the specification and the safety devices, so This is also specified while going through the vehicle specification. You might have seen some of the you might have seen such specifications are given to airbags or single airbag. Sometimes it is provided only for the driver, sometimes it is provided for passenger as well as the driver. So maybe 4, maybe 10, and some of the optional models or some of the premium models, it number may be 10 airbags. So what is airbag? It comes under safety devices, and our aim is to have safety travel, and for that we are just inquiring regarding whether it vehicle is having airbag or not. So that's why it also comes under the specification. So it is one type of cushion and a rapidly inflatable cushion, and that is designed to protect driver or passengers in the event of collision. So nowadays, in the cheaper versions, or you can say the standard versions also, that airbags are installed to give protection to the driver and the passenger in case of the accident or in case of the collision. So you can see how airbags are going to provide the cushion, how these side airbags are going to provide the cushion to the passengers as well as the driver. So it comes under the safety devices. Then additional specification with respect to the anti-lock braking system, or that vehicle is whether it is having that electronic control. So that is also specified on the vehicle. So ABS, it is an acronym for anti-lock braking system. That is the long form. And uh, on some of the vehicle, you might have seen that ABS. So a schematic of that ABS, it is shown here. Without ABS, there is collision with the obstacle, and if vehicle is having ABS, we can avoid and we can able to divert vehicle or just aside from that obstacle, and that enables safety escape with accident or the collision. Okay. समजले का कुठले कुठले स्पेसिफिकेशन असतात ते व्हेकल साठी? प्रवीण प्रवीण प्रवीण
Yes, sir.
समजले का कुठले कुठले स्पेसिफिकेशन असतात व्हेकल साठी?
हो सर.
Okay. Okay. Now next I will discuss briefly related to the safety devices. So already we have discussed airbags, then anti-lock brakes, anti-lock braking system, then safety device, that is another one is traction control, or sometimes we can call it as a cruise control, CRUICE, and control, cruise control. So we can set vehicle a speed with which we can drive on the road with safety. So some of the tourist vehicle, they are having traction control, or sometimes there are some of the models the company are providing that speed lock. So beyond that 80 kilometers per hour, we cannot run that vehicle or particular those vehicles. So those are made for safety reasons. Then electronic stability control, one of the additional safety device provided Then safety belt features. So it comes almost for all the vehicles, all the vehicles. Then latch, lower anchor or tether for children's. Tether means एक छोटासा दोरखंडासारखा एखादा component, right? So tether. Then newer safety features, accident avoidance system, brake assist. So some of the servo mechanisms are provided. Then forward collision warning, FCW, additional safety devices. Then automatic emergency braking, AEB, and pedestrian detection. So whatever those pathways are there, and that can be detected, and we can slow down the speed of the vehicle. So such safety devices are provided. Then adaptive cruise control, so already I have told. Then blind spot warning. Then rear cross traffic alert. Then whatever we are knowing, backup camera. Then parking assist system, automatic high beam, tire pressure monitors. So these are the safety devices. Based on the version, addition and deletion is made. So if we'll take example of Kia Seltos from Kia company, one of the Kia company, from that it is having 10 to 12 versions. And how these versions are differ, just one or two additional safety devices added in the standard, it becomes model H. Again additionally 2 are added, H1. Additional 3 are added, H2. So like that models are going to be changed. And this way the vehicles are having safety devices, and with by addition or deletion the features can be increased and the or can be decreased, and based on that cost of the vehicle is there. समजलं का सेफ्टी फीचर्स कसे आणि मॉडेल कसे चेंज होतात? सचिन, प्रवीण,
Yes, sir.
okay. Then with respect to the material used to make car or to manufacture the car, so basically before this I will show this body construction material, timber, steel sheet, plastic, and GRP, and these are the characteristics. So before that, with respect to the four-wheeler, which materials are used, or how various components of the vehicles are manufactured. So the materials used for making car, again some of the components, some of the parts, and by considering the future trend, so I have given some of the important materials: steel, aluminum, magnesium, copper, plastic, and carbon fiber. So what is the basic reason for using the steel in body structure? So the usual inherent capability of steel a crash situation. In crash situation, so that's why steel is majorly used with respect to the body structure. So wherever there is possibility to have impact during the crash situation, in that case, the steel is used as a construction material. So some of the materials or core body materials which are used for car body: steel, plastic. So steel is majorly for the body. Plastic is used for some of the internal components, latches, etc. Then aluminum, then rubber for cushioning purpose, glass, windows all around, then fiberglass, then lead, that one is the one of the material, then copper, titanium and magnesium. Then particularly with respect to the body construction material, so there are four types of material. One is timber, then steel sheet. Timber is used for the sand trucks, you might have seen old trucks, and nowadays also timber is used for sand trucks. Then steel sheet, plastic and glass reinforced plastic. Okay, so timber was used before introduction of plastic, and it was there because of its advantages, such as its availability. Again, it can be have easily worked and economically good, or it can be purchased with very less cost. Nowadays also it is used in case of the sand vehicles. Then another one that is related to the steel and in the form of steel sheet. So there are various types of steels which are used for bodybuilding of the vehicle or industries of these bodybuildings. So low carbon steel for general construction member, high tensile steel for bolt and nuts which are supposed to subjected to be heavy loads. Then steel sheet thickness, it is around 0.0 mm to 1.5 mm. So the variety or the range varies with respect to the steel sheet thickness is from 80 micron to 1500 micron, or in simple way 0.0 mm to 1.5 mm. Okay. Then next material commonly used to as of for their characteristics such as lightweight. So plastics used for interior trim and other applications. So you can have examples which includes a reservoir. So reservoir for brake fluid, reservoir for water which we are using for the wiper, here again for air cleaner housing, belt cover, etc. Those are made with the help of the plastic. Then another material, that is glass reinforced plastic, usually known as GRP. So it is generally a combination of two basic materials. One is a glass fiber and other one is thermoplastic resin. So the glass reinforced plastic. So actually the combination is made as resin materials are having low strength, brittle, but combined with glass fiber, it becomes strong material. So this GRP is used and it is made up of glass fiber and other thermoplastic resins, and some of the components of in the vehicle are also made with this GRP. Okay, so this is about our first unit of this automobile engineering. Okay, so just I will show what type of questions will be asked on this. Okay, so if descriptive type examination will be held, then question may be like this: explain with figure conventional chassis layout and list various component and write their function. So just I will explain what you are going to write in for this question. So conventional chassis layout. So front engine, rear wheel drive. This is conventional chassis layout. Now, so if question will be asked for 7 marks, then whatever figure I have shown on the screen, if you are going to draw it in the proper way, you can get 3 mark weightage for the figure. So you will get 3 marks for this figure, and if question is asked for 7 marks, then 1 mark is there for construction. How it is construction? Why 1 mark? Because what you are going to do, you are going to write the explanation of various components and you are going to list down. Then 1.5 mark, it is for advantages. Then 1.5 mark for the disadvantages. Or you can say in this way: advantages 1 mark, disadvantages 1 mark, and application 1 mark. So you need to write subsection wise. Here construction, then advantages, disadvantages and uses. जास्त लिहिण्यापेक्षा, so instead of writing more, you should make section and write in brief. So such questions with respect to the automobile, the figure to write indicate, or you will get the full mark. Without drawing any sketch, without drawing any figure, if descriptive type examination, you will not get the full mark. So whatever points I have told, including this sketch, it should be the part of your answer, and that will give you the full mark. So like this, you should write the answer for the particular question. Again, you can see this another question. Write short note on automotive body construction material. So you should list down those materials. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you can have explanation about 3 to 4 major materials that will give you the full mark. Now, if there will be question regarding the classification, then you should write in this way, whatever way I have presented on the slide, broad classification on the purpose, then on the basis of load and the capacity, on the basis of construction, on the basis of number of wheels and axle, on the basis of transmission. Like this, subsections you should make. Otherwise, like essay, if you are going to write the answer, you will not get the full marks. Okay. So this is about first unit. So tomorrow I'm going to start new unit, and that is related to the performance of automobile. So I request the students, those who are attending today's lecture, to ask the students, those who are not attending lectures on regular basis. So second chapter, it is having numerical treatment, and I am going to take the example, or I will start examples just by briefing some of the important points. So tomorrow, in tomorrow's lecture, we'll cover the expression part, and day after tomorrow, we'll start the actual examples. So just wait for a minute. Don't leave the meeting. I need to take the screenshot.